When something hurts you deeply, you don't yell, you don't cry in front of people, you just go quiet. And here is the strange part. The quieter you get inside, the louder your mind becomes. Most people around you have no idea what is really going on. And there is one truth at the center of it all. One truth with 3 layers that explains almost everything about how you love, how you protect yourself, and why you are the way you are. Stay until the end, because that truth will change how you see yourself. People who go quiet when they're hurt get misread all the time. Others think they're cold, or that they don't care, or that they're playing games. But psychology tells a completely different story. Going quiet is not a wall, it's a shield. And the people who use it are almost always the deepest feelers in the room. So if someone in your life shuts down when they're hurting, this video is about them. And if you are the one who goes silent, this video is for you. There are 3 layers to what happens inside someone who goes quiet when they hurt. Each one runs deeper than the last. And the third one is the one almost nobody ever talks about. The first layer starts with how you learned to feel things. Picture this. You are 8 years old. Something happened at school that day. Something small that hurt you big. Maybe a friend said something sharp. Maybe you felt left out. You came home and you tried to say something, but the room was too busy, too loud, too full of other problems. And nobody had space for what you were feeling. So you swallowed it, you kept it inside, and you went quiet. That moment taught your brain something. It taught your brain that feelings are better kept private, that sharing hurt leads to more hurt. Psychologists who study emotion and early development call this emotional suppression. When you grow up in an environment that doesn't respond to your pain, you learn to stop expressing it outward. You push the feeling inward instead. You manage it alone, because that was the only way it felt safe. This is not weakness. This is survival. Your brain was protecting you with the only tool it had. But here is what nobody told you. That habit followed you into your adult life. And now, when something hurts, your first move is still to disappear inside yourself. Not because you don't care, because you care too much, and you learned that caring out loud wasn't safe. That is not the whole picture, though, because there is something even deeper happening underneath that. The second layer is about how your nervous system handles pain. Some people are wired to feel things more intensely than others. This is not a flaw. Researchers have found that roughly 1 in 5 people has a nervous system that processes the world more deeply. They notice more, they feel more, they absorb more of what happens around them. When a person like this gets hurt, the feeling doesn't arrive like a raindrop. It arrives like a wave, and a wave that big takes time to process. Going quiet is not giving someone the silent treatment. It is giving the body time to catch up with the heart. Here is what that looks like in real life. Something lands wrong, and you don't react right away. You pull back, you get still. The people around you think you're punishing them. But what's actually happening is your whole system is working hard to understand the size of what you just felt. You need quiet the way a storm needs space. That is a kind of emotional depth that most people never develop. It is rare. And it is worth understanding, but that's still not the part almost nobody talks about. The third layer goes all the way to the core. The third layer is about trust, and about what silence really means. When you go quiet after being hurt, you are making a decision. Maybe you don't feel it as a decision, but deep down, your mind is asking a question it has asked many times before. Is this person safe enough for me to show them that I'm bleeding? That question comes from your attachment style. Attachment style is just a way of describing how you learn to bond with the people closest to you. If you grew up in a home where showing your pain was used against you, or where love felt unpredictable, you learned something important. You learned that vulnerability is a risk, not a gift, a risk. So now, as an adult, when you're hurt, you test. Not on purpose, not to be cruel, but you pull back and you wait, you watch. You see if the other person comes closer. You see if they notice. You see if they care enough to ask. Because what you're really deciding is whether they've earned the right to see the real you. Your silence is not punishment. It is a question without words. And the saddest part is that most people fail the test. Not because they don't care, but because nobody ever taught them what the silence means. Picture yourself as a small child again. Maybe 7, maybe 9. You are sitting somewhere quiet. A bedroom, a hallway, the backseat of a car. Something has happened. Your chest is full. Your face is still. You are holding it all together on the outside, but inside you are hoping that someone will just sit down beside you and say nothing and just be there. That child never stopped hoping for that. So here's the question I want you to sit with for a moment. When you go quiet, are you protecting yourself, or are you waiting to see if someone loves you enough to follow you into the silence? There is no wrong answer, but your answer will tell you something true about yourself. And now, here is the thing this whole video has been building toward. The reason you go quiet when you're hurt is not because you are closed off. It is because you feel things in a language most people have never learned to speak. Your silence is not nothing. Your silence is everything. It is full. It is loud. It carries every word you wished you could say but did not know how. You are not broken. You are not cold. You are not too much or too little. You are someone whose heart speaks quietly, and that is one of the rarest things in the world. If this felt like it was written for you, drop one word in the comments. Just one. The first word that lands in your chest right now, you don't have to explain it. That one word is proof you were never as alone in this as you thought. And if you want to go even deeper, the next video is about something just as quietly misunderstood. Why people like you feel things so much more intensely than anyone around you can see. You go quiet when you hurt, and now you know why. That silence was never emptiness. It was always the loudest thing in the room.